So, Chris, tell us what got you interested in pursuing the insurance industry profession?
A couple of things, Holly. One is I felt it would be a good job that I could do because I have some health issues and I was contract working and I wasn't, you end up working for a couple of months and then you're unemployed for 3 or 4 and it just wasn't working very well when you're trying to support a family. So I felt that I would learn something that could be of great use to me. And it was also something that I had witnessed. And that is also part of a reason why I do life insurance. My father passed. My mother had a hell of a struggle because she didn't have any money whatsoever to take care of the house, put a new roof on, fix the plumbing, any of those things. He didn't have a will, and we didn't have life insurance as part of our culture. It was not part of our financial plan. And so, we had our church and that was great, but it wasn't enough to sustain her when she needed it the most. Now, that was pretty sad thing that we had to watch her go through and me and my brother had to watch her deal with. And then when I got married, my father-in-law, they were prepared. When he passed, the family was prepared. They didn't have to worry about how we're going to, do we have to sell the house or do we have to sell land or whatever we have in order to pay for the funeral, in order to keep mom going. They were prepared so that they could actually mourn, and we all actually mourned the loss of my father-in-law. He was a great guy, but he prepared the family financially in a way that they had nothing to worry about. So the conversations around the dinner table were conversations of, what do we want to do? How can we best, remember him and things of that nature. There was never anything to worry about. And one of the ways that he prepared his family financially was through life insurance. So seeing how it worked, I had a family and came from a family that did not know much or knew anything about life insurance versus coming into a family that had life insurance. And when you see how it actually can work for you, I think you'll agree that it is a great tool, financial tool to have in your portfolio.
Great. Well, thank you. That was helpful. Very helpful. So I guess my next question is kind of a little more long-winded because I am curious, and I think a lot of people are curious because they have doubts about it. So my question is, what are like 3 things that people like that kind of give people pause to pursuing getting life insurance?
I think one of the 3 things that give people pause to deal into getting life insurance, I think one of them is first of all, is the premiums affordable? Can they afford the premiums? And that depends on, whether you're getting a term insurance, which is like renting an apartment, or if you're getting like a permanent or whole life policy, which is like owning a house. The second one is that I think a lot of people want it to be there for them while they are alive. And with the new changes that have happened to policies and the riders that come with new insurance policies, you can have that insurance, life insurance, to help you if you need it while you are alive. It doesn't have to be a death thing anymore. It is not a death thing anymore. It can help you while you're alive. However, you did get it to support your family after you moved on. So you have to remember that. But if something happens and you do need it, it is there for you. So you have to remember that as well. And the
That's
third
with,
part is well, the third part is will there be a payout? And that a lot of people, some people say, well, I just don't think I'm ever going to get paid out, or they've had a lot of things that have been negative towards them, or they've had a negative experience towards insurance, like insurance companies. And the only thing I can say to that is it is your responsibility as a person who owns that policy to make sure that if something happens, your family knows where the policy is, and to go to the insurance company and let them know. Many times, folks pass on, and the family has no clue that there was ever a life insurance policy because they're so wrapped up in their emotional state of mind, they forget to even ask the question. And sometimes it's way too late. And so the thing is to make sure that everybody knows in the family that there is a policy, and if something happens, this is where you need to go to find said policy. When you have things such as a whole life insurance in your portfolio, it needs to be looked at every year. It simply does. It's no different than looking at your stocks, looking at your IRA, or looking at your 401k. You have to do it every year to remind yourself you have it. And after you've done that, then you can rest easy at heart knowing that your family is going to be taken care of.
Okay. That's helpful. Thank you. Now, the last question before we kind of wrap this up, because it's a question that even I had before you had ever got into the industry, which is of insuring a child. It's like, why would I insure a child? Well, so my question to you is why would you insure a child?
You would insure a child because you never know. You never know what's going to happen to the child. First of all, you're bringing another life into the world, into the planet. Now, you're going to have life insurance for your car. You got to have life insurance for, not life insurance. You have to have car insurance, and you have to have home insurance. You have to have those. And those things do not breathe. Okay. They provide you with movement, transportation, and a place to lay your head and rest out of the elements. That is what the home and the car does. The child, on the other hand, is your prodigy. He is of you. And when we insure our children, we don't do it with term life. You never do it with term life. You do it with a whole life policy. Why do I do it with a whole life policy? I do it with a whole life policy, and I insure him or her because one day, and you have heard it, you've seen it, every one of us have seen it and heard it time and time again in the news. Little Johnny was one day doing quite well playing on the playground. He was having fun with his friends. The next day, little Johnny couldn't walk. What happened to little Johnny? Well, maybe something genetically happened to him. And all of a sudden now he has an ailment that will not be supported or underwritten by insurance. So if little Johnny wants to get life insurance later on, because of this ailment, he can't get it. So if you insure a child while he is still a child and still a baby, whatever happens, and with most policies and most really good companies, once that child is insured, they can never turn him down again. He can get insurance again. He can buy more insurance later on. Now, as higher premiums. As a parent, when you buy insurance for your child, one thing you're doing is you're locking in the premium rate at a very, very minimum amount. So you don't have a lot to pay for. Once that rate is locked in, that is the rate you'll be paying for the rest of that child's life. Now, when that kid turns 21 or 18, you can hand the policy over to him and he can continue to pay it, and it will grow. It does nothing but grow. But the main part being is that to insure the child means that he can get life insurance as he gets older if something were to befall him. So if he were to get ill, like say ends up having a lung issue because of genetics or something of that nature, to where, or cystic fibrosis or something that he cannot get underwritten by an insurance company, he still has the life insurance policy that he had when he was a child. And that will be with him as long as he keeps it and as long as the premiums are paid. So you're giving a child a step up. That's the first thing you're doing. Give your child a step up, because there's nothing worse when he can't get it. When he wants it, understands it, and says, I want to get this, and then he can't get it. And if he does get sick, you already have the insurance on him. You're set. If something befalls and he actually passes away, then you're going to have a payday, of course, and that's not really what you're looking for, but you do have it, and you'll be able to recoup financially. But the main reason is to make sure that the child can have some insurance in case something does happen to where he can't get it. It's already there for him. And it's a growing vehicle. That's the beauty of it, particularly with a whole life policy. It's a growing financial vehicle, and it will grow. If it's the right kind of policy, it will grow for a long time to come. And that premium cost is locked in and cannot change.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was very helpful.
Probably could have slipped a bill because you love them. That's also the other reason why. And you do, but it's like anything else. It's a simple business.
Well, again, thanks for taking the time. We will certainly be doing this again, because I know there's other things to talk about for small businesses and things like that, policies that can help small businesses. So, and first responders. So we'll definitely be reconnecting on here as well as in person. No social distancing for us. Just wanted to say thank you. And to all those out there, if you have any questions, you can message me or Christopher Ferguson Insurance, and we will connect. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, stay sane. Take care.